What if we replaced Astra? This is Ukinami Yuzuha. It won't? No, it is. Let her cook. Yuzuha is an anomaly-specific support agent. So up front, let's talk about her buffs, then we're going to talk about the mechanics, the build, and the teams. She's going to give 1,200 attack. She's going to give 15 damage bonus. She's going to give 25% anomaly, 25% disorder, 60 AP from engine, universal anomaly buildup, and physical anomaly buildup. Now, let's talk about the mechanics for that. Yuzuha's umbrella is actually a candy gun. So she shoots enemies with a candy gun with an attack called Candy Shot or Candy Shooting. This is an aftershock attack that will apply the anomaly of whatever agent is currently on field. The anomaly applied from this attack is not included in the anomaly damage calculation, just like a Bang Boo. How does she attack enemies? When enemies are hit by a heavy attack, they're applied with Candy Fright or Candy Shock or whatever you want to call it. They're marked by Yuzuha, so she is able to attack them. When she attacks enemies, she applies her buff for 30 seconds. She will enter combat with 3 aftershock attacks. They can be consumed every 4 seconds while Yuzuha is off field, and they're generated in the following ways. She gets 2 from her ultimate attack, 3 from her chain attack currently, 2 from her special, 2 from her EX special, and 1 from a defensive assist. So what does that mean? It means as you play her, you generate the mechanics very similarly to Vivian, except there isn't a cheat like quick assist or dodge counter to get one the same way Vivian does, but it should still be somewhat automated. It may be difficult to manage with Vivian in the same team, I will mention, because it definitely is a lot to do. There definitely is a lot to do. Additionally, while Yuzuha is on field, she has a command parry, just like Yi-san, which has higher damage, daze, and anomaly app. Is that important? Not really, but it is a mechanic she has, so I figured I'd mention it. I'd also mention her raccoon. Oh, look at him. He is on her back. She is literally carrying Zenless on her back. The raccoon is named Zenless. Not actually, but what if? So the raccoon also attacks with Yuzuha. He works the exact same way as Lucy's boars. This means that you will get an extra stack from Kaboom the Cannon from the raccoon. Also, she gave the raccoon a gun, like the go commit a crime meme. This raccoon is armed and dangerous. Is rival still relevant? I should also mention her EX special costs 60 energy. Like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna try to do more Zenless content. More Genshin content is coming. Did you know most of you watching are not currently subscribed? You should subscribe. Now, those are the mechanics. Let's get a little nitty-gritty about gearing. She's got 2 engine options. They are the limited S-rank engine or Kaboom the Cannon. The limited S-rank engine gives Yuzuha 35 anomaly mastery, attack main stat, 35 anomaly mastery, and it gives 60 anomaly proficiency to the entire team, including Yuzuha. It's an engine regen main stat. I lied. So let's talk about the value of this engine. Value. Yuzuha's anomaly and disorder bonus scales with her own anomaly mastery. To max out this buff, you need to have her engine. That does not mean her engine is mandatory. It just means you cannot get 200 anomaly mastery without her engine. That is okay though. This is not a mandatory engine, but it is a very good engine. But I need to talk about how these things work. Maximums are not minimums. You will be losing out on some of the passive, but that's okay. That is perfectly fine. Yuzuha actually has a second stat maximum, which is attack. Yuzuha wants to have 3,200 attack to deliver her maximum buff. Again, it's not mandatory, it is a maximum, not a minimum. But high engine base attack also will help you max this out. High engine base attack also helps. Regarding the stat value from the engine in the 60 AP, if we consider 2 pieces to be reflective of how stats are valued in Zenless, 2-piece AP is 30 AP, 2-piece damage bonus is 10 damage bonus. So 60 AP is the equivalent of 20 damage bonus, which is the same as Astra and the same as Jafufu's engines. However, we do need to talk about its influence on her passives. The attack one you can easily get around, but the anomaly mastery one does matter, which is why I am currently saying Yuzuha does have a good engine. I do not think it is a mandatory engine or a must-pull engine, but it is a good engine. That's all I'm going to say about it. The engine is not a must-pull, but it is still very good. That's engines. We are now going to talk about drive discs. We're going to be talking about this anomaly mastery stuff. Yeah, you're going to run 2-piece anomaly mastery. You're going to run anomaly mastery slot 6. You are always going to be running anomaly mastery slot 6, and you will almost always be running a 2-piece anomaly mastery. Those are not up for debate. The other 2 slots are also not up for debate. They are attack slot 5 and attack slot 4. Real simple, real easy. What is much more up for debate and something I'm not even completely sure about are the 4-piece. I'm between 4 options right now, and I'm not sure which one to recommend. They are Swing Jazz, Astral Voice, Proto Punk, and Freedom Blues. So Swing Jazz is a buff that gives you damage bonus after chain and ultimate. This applies to the entire team, so it buffs everyone. Astral Voice is the buff that requires a quick assist, or requires you to quick assist into the character being buffed. Yuzuha does give quick assist on her EX special and her ultimate, but it's going to be low uptime. 60 energy is quite a lot. I don't know about Astral Voice. The 2-piece does make building her easier though. And you can theoretically have some stacks on it. We'll see. The other option would be Proto Punk, which is the set that gives you a team buff after your defensive assist. The advantage to this one is Yuzuha doesn't have to do anything. Teammate defensive assists will also activate the effect. And Freedom Blues. Yuzuha's Aftershock is considered a basic attack, so she will not be giving universal Freedom Blues, but she can give Freedom Blues for physical agents. So that's cool. Right now, I'm thinking 4-piece Swing Jazz or Freedom Blues for Jane and Alice. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. We're gonna say 4-piece Swing Jazz tentatively. If not, Astral Voice. Maybe. Regarding substats on Yuzuha, you're gonna be chasing as much attack as possible, just like building Astra. You're gonna be running attack on 2 main stats, and you're gonna be chasing attack subs. Other than attack subs, you do want AP subs. Just because Yuzuha's Aftershocks are excluded from anomaly damage does not mean Yuzuha does not build up physical anomaly, because she does. Her EX special, her ultimate, her chain attack all build up physical anomaly. And she's going to have up to 200 anomaly mastery. She's going to be applying anomaly. Let her do anomaly damage. Before we talk about teams, let's talk about the Astra in the room. I want to specifically talk about the comparison. Yuzuha specifically buffs anomaly damage more than Astra. But that doesn't mean it's a strict 1-to-1 comparison exactly in Yuzuha's favor with no difficulty. While I may have initially jumped the gun on the comparison, it's worth mentioning, because I don't think it's entirely correct. Yuzuha does not give nearly as many quick assists as Astra. This means you aren't getting the team-wide Astra voice buff, which contributes to her also just giving less damage bonus. Because Yuzuha gives much less damage bonus than Astra, we get to talk about attribute-specific slot 5s being better than they normally are considered. The Pengenda might be over, true believers. I'm not sure. Yuzuha also very likely has much more of a field presence than Astra, because you do need to maintain her charges through actions, and they're not exactly easy. But she just does straight up buff anomaly agents more. She does buff attack agents less, but you're not going to play her with attack agents, so that doesn't really matter. I did not mention this earlier. Yuzuha's ultimate also generates up to 32 energy for the entire team. That is great. That's just straight up great. I love that her ultimate gives energy. Supports that generate energy. Very good. Finally, we're back to getting some energy from a support. The other thing is, Yuzuha does more damage than Astra because she builds up much more anomaly. Anomaly is damage, and Yuzuha does have her own anomaly app and her own anomaly, which means she will be triggering some disorders, and you will be getting some disorders from her. So I'm making this very complicated, but TLDR, you can expect Yuzuha to replace Astra in every anomaly team. It may not be as big of a difference as you would think just looking at the buffs. but you can reasonably expect her to replace Astra in every anomaly team. This is a good thing. This is not power creep. This is a specialized support going into a specialized niche and being good in their niche. I want to make that very clear because people are going to get very confused. It's very good. It's also very good for your account, so you can distribute Astra to other teams. Even if Yuzuha was not better than Astra at anomaly teams, the fact that she could be the same is just real good. Now, regarding that, let's talk about teams. We're going to start out with the easy slam dunk, Jane Vivian. Jane Vivian Yuzuha, Yanagi Vivian Yuzuha. These are going to be what I would consider the standard Yuzuha teams. The thing about Vivian is Vivian can be a bit of a bear without Astra and without the quick assist from Astra. Get over it. It should just be better anyway. We'll see though. We can also talk about Alice. So Alice is a new agent. She is the second crit DPS anomaly agent. You can play Alice Yanagi Yuzuha. You can play Alice Vivian Yuzuha. You can absolutely do that. And we should also talk about Miyabi real quick. Miyabi is not very likely to have Yuzuha be better than Astra, but Yuzuha does buff Yanagi more. She does buff anomaly partners more. Miyabi still technically does benefit from Yuzuha's buffs. Part of Miyabi's damage profile is in her anomaly and disorder. The universal build-up passive does include Miyabi's Frost, so maybe it'll make doing 3 enhanced basics and stun easier. We will see, won't we? But don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't assume she'll be better than Astra for Miyabi. But if she were, I would play Miyabi, Yuzuha, Yanagi. Regarding the percent difference between Yuzuha and Astra in, let's say, Yanagi Vivian, I cannot give a conclusive answer at this time. I tried for like 2 hours. I couldn't exactly get a result I could trust. You're gonna have to stay tuned. Next video will be Alice. Oh yeah, by the way, it's happening, chat. It's happening. They're making a Fizz Weak Deadly Assault boss in version 2.1. It's finally happening. Oh my god. Rat to the skies? Holy shit.